I love what you're doing. So I'm so excited to have this opportunity.
Thank you.
Okay.
So my name is Dr. Gabriel Padilla. I'm from Puerto Rico, and my practice, Rogue Chiropractic, is here in Flatiron, Manhattan, New York.
Awesome. Okay. So I love what you're doing and how you are sharing all kinds of fun reels and content and things. So, what is the purpose of social media for your office?
Well, the purpose of social media for my particular practice is just reaching out to people because I've noticed as we progress, people are less and less glued to TV, radio, and whatnot. They're more on their phone. It's really rare to find somebody reading the newspaper or seeing an ad anywhere else. So basically, social media is a presence that follows you everywhere. And whether you like it or not, it's there, and that's what I use to reach out to my patients is social media. Even so, one of the biggest communication tools in my practice is Instagram messages. Patients message me through there, and we have the conversations through there. And if it's more of an official conversation, we can have it via email or via phone.
Awesome. Okay, so your Instagram is Rogue Chiropractic, and
Mhm.
it's so good. So
Thank
do
you.
you do it all yourself, or do you have help with the social media posting and everything?
No, I do it all myself. And I utilize a couple of apps, but mainly all myself. So I just track trends with certain apps, like TikTok trends and stuff like that, or Trend Talk, sorry, and then stuff like that. But otherwise, it's just that, just myself.
Okay, yes. So get into that a little bit more. Like, how are you measuring what's working for you, and
Right.
like what is the return on investment that you're wanting to see for your
Right.
time?
So basically, the what I'm aiming for is reach and click through, right? So when I post my reels on Instagram, for example, I basically recycle the stuff that I use on TikTok and I post it on Instagram, and then I see how many people actually go to, or message me from that
Mhm.
reel or take an action and go to my profile from that reel. So basically, I'm looking for 500 views, let's say. For every 500 views, I want 5 people, 10 people to go to my profile because they take actions from there. So I measured the return of investment. Basically, I don't pay anything for
Yeah.
to do it myself. So the only thing I'm investing is my time. So 5, 10 minutes of my time and maybe 1 or 2 new patients per reel, which is what I've been converting right now, which is really
That's
good.
awesome.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so this is something that I am really interested in learning more about. Do you find that you are reaching people with social media who otherwise wouldn't be exposed to or have access to chiropractic?
Absolutely. So the metrics that I use for that is the discovery metric on Instagram. So
Mhm.
and TikTok as well. The For You page on TikTok, the discovery page on
Yeah.
Instagram, right? So basically, like, I look for a higher range of discoveries than like people that already follow me, because people who already follow me are already exposed to chiropractic.
Yeah.
Um, when people that I like discover me through Instagram, um, see that that's my main metric. That's my main focus. And I focus on that, and I focus on exposing um, other people that haven't ever seen chiropractic before or don't know what chiropractic is. So that's why I use like humor and a little bit of simpler stuff and simpler language, so that it's not just chiropractic jargon. It's more so like, getting your back cracked and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so it's something that people can identify with. It's simple enough that they can understand and they can get their, dip their toes in the pools of chiropractic, so to speak.
Yes. And now I love that too, that I've seen that you've done some content that's in Spanish, which I think
Mhm.
is wonderful as well, because
Yeah.
we all need to hear things in our own language. So I love
Yeah.
that as well.
Absolutely, yeah, and it also helps because not a lot of chiropractors here in the States, from what I've noticed, have been doing social media in Spanish, and it's one of the largest growing demographics in the United States, and I think we're kind of missing that mark right there, and everybody needs it. So,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. I love that. That's so important and so key. Um, okay. So this is a little bit more, what do you think holds chiropractors back from using social media and doing some of these really great strategies that you've been talking about?
So I think what kept me in the beginning was like kind of embarrassment, I guess. Like, am I really using like this app to do this? But then I noticed like, wait a second, this is something that I can use to reach. And I would say like, don't be embarrassed. Like, it's better to get yourself out there and you can refine the process as you go along. Um, and sometimes being put in that vulnerable position of like, this is what it is. This is who I am. It's like, it connects more with people rather than curating certain types of content. So sometimes I produce like 5 or 10 reels, let's say, on a day. And I'm like, this is good, this is not good. But that's because I've refined that process. In the beginning, you just need to produce and see what sticks. And that way you can niche down. So I think also what keeps chiropractors, other than that, is the amount of research and work that you need to do for it.
Mm,
And it's not really that much. It's just knowing what's trending and identifying other or following other profiles like yours and other profiles that have trends and like, this is what you should talk about. This is what you shouldn't. It's always just about learning a little bit more. So we should lose that fear of the unknown, like just learn a
yes.
little bit and then post and refine your process as you post instead of just like keeping it on the drawing board, because if you keep it on the drawing board, you're never going to get any exposure.
Yes, I love that you use humor, but you're also using things like you said, speaking in Spanish and things so that people get to know you and also get that window into your practice and learn to know what's special about your practice. Because
Mhm.
even just as I'm looking at your account and I'm like, wow, so you have a assault room? Like
Yes. Yeah.
that sounds fantastic. People
Yeah.
should know like what's special about your office.
Right, exactly. And it's a good way to give people like tours and like show the other services that you have and like maybe even allied providers that you have or have worked with before for referrals. And I think it's key to use your reels to use collaborations and connect with other providers that are not maybe as social media savvy as you are or are social media savvy as you are. Either way is just building collaborations and bridging the gaps between those communities, which I think is really, really important. And I think it's something that we're lacking, but if we integrate more into social media, we'll get better at doing that.
Yes, I think that this is also important too in these days when, I feel like natural health and sharing natural health has never been more important. So, and I love that you do it with humor and with style and just so much fun.
Thank
So,
you. I appreciate that.
I do want to ask how you keep track of ideas and how you get ideas because it seems like every time I see a trend, you're already on it. So you
Right.
mentioned one app, Trend Talk.
I use Trend Talk,
Okay.
and I follow a couple of profiles on TikTok. And then so TikTok is really fast,
Mm,
extremely fast. So basically, you need to hop on a trend before it reaches about 5 or 6 thousand views. So what I do, my strategy is I follow these accounts on TikTok, and typically they lag a little bit behind. So what I do is I scroll. I take like 20, 30 minutes of my day, which is might be a lot for some people, but I just scroll down and I take a look at the sounds. Every time I take a look at the sounds, I see how many videos they have. And if they have between 2,000 and 5,000, I know that that's going to keep going up. And it goes up exponentially because TikTok doesn't go up linearly. It goes up like 2, 4, 8, 16, so on and so forth.
yeah.
So I hop on that trend and then I just make a couple of videos or I just save the audio. And then I think of something, write down like a script on a piece of paper, on a notebook, or even on my notes app on my phone. And I make sure that once I get that audio, I post it that day
Mm,
because the trend will be gone in 7 days.
yeah.
So it's very important to hop on that trend once the video has about 2,000 and 5,000 videos made from that audio, because that just multiplies it by like 5 or 10. So it's really important to hop on or check every single audio from every TikTok that you feel was good, that you feel connected to your audience. And then I just copy the link from there. There's a feature that you can do it on TikTok and then use Snaptic. So it takes the watermark out
Awesome.
of, yeah, and then paste it on Instagram. And that's pretty much what I do. So I produce one video and I paste it on 4 different platforms.
Yes, awesome. Yeah, because those short videos, it seems like, okay, 15 to 60 seconds or less, it feels like, oh, that's so much work to produce this. But then, like you said, if you put it on YouTube Shorts, if you put it on Facebook, we can do that
Right.
on Facebook pages now. If you
Mhm.
put it on TikTok, if you put it on Instagram, it really does multiply the exposure for your effort.
Yeah, it
So
does.
that's fantastic. I love how strategic you have gotten about it, that you're
Yeah.
having fun with it, but you're also like, gonna pay attention to those numbers.
Yes, exactly. It's all about metrics, but it's all about having fun, and people can tell when it's forced
Mhm.
also. When it's just curated, people tend to shy away from that. When it's genuine, people love that.
Yeah. So do you keep some on hand that are kind of ready to go for if you're having an off day or you're like, you know what, I'm tired this weekend, I'm not doing this? Do you usually have some in the bank?
Truth be told, I don't, because I feel like when that I do that personally, it doesn't come through genuine enough. I
Yeah.
need to um my process is, like I said, look at the sound and write it down. And if it doesn't come to fruition within the next hour or two, then I know that I'm trying too hard. I'm
Mhm.
not connecting with it. And it's fine. Sometimes I've seen some trends that I'm like, there's no way I can hop on this trend, or there's no way that I can utilize this video to connect with an audience. And there's just some videos that are like too explicit, for example. And I'm like, this is not professional.
Yes.
So not every trend is going to be for you, but once you find it, it's better to utilize it that same day. That's what I find works. Some people find that doing batch TikToks and saving like 10 or 12 to their drafts and then just pasting them works. But I feel like doing it in the spur of the moment and
Yeah.
doing it when the inspiration hits you, that's
Yeah.
when it connects more with the audience.
Yeah. Just staying in that energy of the moment. I love that.
Correct. Yeah.
All right. Well, that is all of my questions, but do you have anything else that you're like, people should know this?
Um, See, I don't think so. I think I pretty much covered everything, but I
Yeah.
think it's just important to mention the fact, like I said before, hop on it, get on social media. That's truthfully and honestly the only way that growth is going to happen. Just period. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time.